Hi guys, everybody. Oh, well, I don't know about the rest of you, but my day yesterday was emotionally cataclysmic. It was truly beyond endurance, yet I endured it. It was like I had, in a night, because I'd been watching Vikings season 6, the first 2 episodes, and it's where he's in Russia. He ends up in Russia. Ivor the Boneless ends up in Russia. And there was a vista of Kiev in wintertime. You know, the steppes all just flat and snow and ice. Why anyone would want to live there is beyond me, but that's just the point, isn't it? I woke up in the night and I had this vision of me living in a forest, and it was freezing cold. And there's me, and there's like a small, very small community of people. We live very, very simple lives. This is a long time ago, and we live in these huts, and they're round, and kind of woven from twigs, and then covered over with something. And there we are, and we live very simple lives, and we're just good people. I sense this warmth, this communion, this well-being, this love. And there's elderly people, there's a few elderly people, and there's children and animals. And then one day, these men arrive on horses and kill us all. And they just slit our throats, just like that, bang. And that's it. It was like it lasted maybe about, I don't know, 20 seconds. It was like a flash into another life. It was very real. It wasn't even like a memory. It was as if I was there. It's very difficult to put into words, and it brought up a shitload of very powerful, overwhelming feelings of the exactly that feeling that I've wrestled with many times, and I know a lot of us are wrestling with this feeling of, oh, evil so powerful. Evil just always fucking wins. That feeling of being so victimized to the very core of your being. Even, and as it plays out like here now in this life, where you have given so much to other people. You've been good, you've been kind, you've developed, you've changed, you've learned to have empathy, you've learned to have compassion, not just for yourself but for others and for nature and for animals. But when it comes to people, you don't really get much back, do you? Because most people are empty meat bags. There is nothing there. They don't have souls. They're virtual. They're not real. But they continue to exist, don't they? They're just there, and there's more of them every day. In the dark reset, because that is what it is. It's like a dark reset, like a Mandela effect-esque type scenario. This is why this world of late has become darker and darker. There's something very big going on, and I cannot put it into words. I cannot put my finger on it exactly. It's as if all the trauma of all the lives that we have lived is here now, and everything that needs to trigger those wounds, those traumas, to come up now for release, for purging, for healing, for alchemizing, for whatever. All the triggers that need, the catalysts that need to be there for that reason are here now, because everything in the outside world triggers me in a big way. And I mean, I felt every emotion imaginable. Well, actually, the overriding feelings that I have felt are hate, rage, victimhood, powerlessness, passive aggressive, wanting vengeance, and the program of, oh, you shouldn't be feeling like that, you shouldn't be feeling like that. It's showing me exactly what lies at the epicenter of this entire fucking experience. It shows me this very clearly, very, very clearly. And what is keeping us trapped in this matrix of illusions and delusions, and there are some very strong energetic ties here, because that is what traumas are. Traumas are the chains that bind us, people. Traumas are, they create delusions that feel very real and very strong, and that keep us trapped with our own complicity, because we are somehow unable to overcome the emotional energetic resonance of these delusions, call them beliefs. Very difficult, very, very hard. When you've gone through life, and that is just this life here now, we've gone through life being unvalidated, right? Abused, used and abused by these organic portals. I don't want to call them NPCs anymore, because they're not. They play. They're not non-player characters. They play very much. And our own families often enough are organic portals, people. It is a hard one. It is so hard. When you're on the outside of your own family looking in, and they're all there slapping each other on the back. Oh, we're all good and we all love each other, but you're not like us. So you're on the outside, and occasionally we'll drop you a crumb, but you're not really with us. You don't really belong with us. It hurts. It hurts terribly. A case in point is when we went to see my friend's parents, and his dad was there, and his dad is not very well. And I said to him, how are you doing? Oh, I'm fine. How are you doing? And I said, well, frankly, Pete, I'm not doing very well. Don't be so down on yourself. I said to him, well, you asked me how I'm doing. What do you want me to say? That I'm fine? Is that what you want? The reasoning of these people is just, it's beyond, that they're all insane and they're toxic. And it seems as if their very existence is there to poke us and hurt us over and over and over again. So I'm not surprised that some people call them human prison bars. I don't think they are that. I think they are catalysts. They are triggers. And they are showing us through this behavior that hurts us so much. They are showing us, they are bringing up our deepest wound. Chiron is going direct soon, within the next few days. Is going direct, and we're going to feel it, because Chiron is the deepest wound. Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron is us, truly soul travelers, phoenix people. It affects us the most, more than anything or anyone else. Because the only way that we can achieve anything here now is if that is finally faced, acknowledged, and healed. And that's not going to happen just like that. But when the healing really starts for real, it will start to feel lighter straight away. It will. Because that monstrosity has been sitting there in the basement, this overwhelming hate, overwhelming rage, which comes from feeling so fucking powerless, right? Whilst all these OPs, whatever you want to call them, are there doing it, and they always seem to get all the good stuff, don't they? And they always seem to get away with it. Evil generally does seem to get away with it. Because the organic portals are its first line of defense. It's like all the news readers that you see, and all the politicians, and all this type of shit. They're just there. Oh, but and then it's all lies upon lies and manipulation. And Jeffrey Epstein was innocent, and Mother Teresa was a wonderful person, and the Dalai Lama is a god. And I know for a fact that these people probably aren't at all what they appear to be, and nothing in this reality is, but we're being told this lie, consensus reality, which is a complete lie. And we're here completely confused and still discombobulated and still really traumatized, not knowing our ass from our elbow half the time, feeling in so much pain, we barely know what to do with it. Believe me, I understand that. And that all this pent up rage that needs to be allowed up and out, that needs to be processed, that needs to be validated, people, because we have every fucking reason to feel that way. We have. Yes. We are in a reality that we don't understand. We don't know why we're here. We don't know what it is. We are programmed to think it's normal, and then we awaken, and then when we awaken, at first we have no faith in ourselves, so we're all still looking on the outside for all our answers, and there's all these people waiting, all these people like David Icke and whatnot, they're there waiting to tell you what reality is all about. And yeah, you know, the truth is reality cannot really be known as such, you know. And those who know, really know, probably do not speak. Because they know that it's something you have to find out for yourself. It's something you have to work out for yourself. It's something that you're perfectly capable working out for yourself. You can do that. Yes, you can. But first you have to really heal. You have to really get to grips with the deepest wound, which is here, like, whoa, really here. It's so here now, boy. It's never been as here. It's never been as here as it is now. This is the turning point, I feel. I could be wrong, but I feel like it is, because I've never experienced it as intensely as I have right now, as I'm feeling right now. I mean, I've cried my eyes out. I've felt such grief and such rage and such, I want vengeance. Meaning really that I want this horrific scenario, this horror story to end. Really, that's what I want. The vengeance comes in where you feel so powerless, and where you realise that yes, they have done it to you, they have. And that yes, wounded people wounds people. People with souls that are not awake can be quite mean and selfish and whatnot. It's often the case. But by the by, they will awaken and they will heal and they will change, just like we're doing. But it's the organic portals, you know, that never change. And you want to hate them because they have hurt us so much. My God. The thing is, staying with that vengefulness and that victimhood, that sense of they have done it all to us and we have no recourse, and they'll get away with it. They've gotten away with it, and they'll always get away with it, and they'll continue to fuck us over and stab us and hurt us, betray us, traumatize us, and it will never end. That is what this greatest wound is. That is what it is at its core level. Total and utter defeatism. It's nihilism, people. That's really what it is. And that then becomes turned inwards. It turns inward. So it becomes self-hate and self-mutilation, self-attack, self-punishment. And that leads to cancer. That leads to autoimmune diseases. That leads to dementia. That leads to extreme sickness, addictions, self-destruction. It can destroy us, but of course, for people like us, we have a destiny which is already ascertained that will not be allowed to happen. It won't be. We will be triumphant. It may not seem that way right now. Believe me, I know. God, my God! Yesterday was just horrific. It really was, and this morning ain't much better. So I just wanted to make a video and just really in all rawness, being just me here, put it there and give it to you guys and say, you know what, guys, if you're going through absolute shit and you want to pull all your hair out, or you want to go and attack somebody, then you're not alone. You are not alone. Because that is how I'm feeling, and that is very much what is the energies that are, you see what is happening right, with this whole YouTube thing and with various other things that are happening, that there was a guy in Slough. Bruce, what was that place name where that guy ploughed into these people in a car? Loughton. Right. There's a town called Loughton. Sounds rather sinister even. Where a guy decided to get in his car and just mow down a bunch of young people and kill them. Just like that. Why not? There's something to do. This kind of shit is ramping up. Stabbings, shootings, all kinds of weird, dark, sinister stuff. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I call it the crank. The crank. Every time I eat something with sugar in lately, it makes me very, very sick, because sugar is a form of crank. Don't ask me what that means or how I arrive at that, other than I know that is how it works. I see that people that eat sugar become cranky and they turn to the dark side. So there's something wrong, in essence, with sugar, especially white sugar. Something is very wrong about it. It's like a drug. It's like crack. Anyway, it's ramping up and they're doing it on purpose. So the whole 5G scaremongering, fear porn, the whole YouTube fear porn, the whole British elections and we're going to get the Tories again and they're going to fuck us all over, and the whole Brexit fear porn. There's the whole Jeffrey Epstein debacle. There's loads of stuff happening, and it's all aimed at emotional, psychic manipulation to bring out the darkness. Because it's definitely doing that, and when that is happening in the virtual reality, what you will see is the unconscious reactivity. So all that shit is being brought out. And I've noticed this on Facebook, a few people posting stuff, and I'm like, whoa, I need to unfriend you because you're toxic. Toxic. Ooh, you know, every now and then you have to purge your Facebook friends. You have to get rid of some because they're just no good. It's all coming up and out, up and out, up and out. So yes, stabbings, shootings, all kinds of insane, fueled by extreme hate and extreme rage, such as we are feeling. But because we are real, because we are soul, because we are conscious, because we are here, present, because we have grace, because we have destiny, and we are meant to succeed and do this, we will make it through. Yeah? Even, yeah, it's the triggers are everywhere. I mean, you can barely wake up in the morning and open your eyes and, hey, you've been triggered. Wow. It's very dark and it's very nebulous, but this is all happening by design. The dark side, it's playing, it's like a poker game, and there's a light with it, and there's a dark side. And, evil's just chucked down its hand. You see, it's saying, right, there, those are my cards, fuck you. And the light will throw down its hand very soon. And it will be a good one. I know that. So we have to stay the course, people. It's, if you feel overwhelming rage, the best way to deal with that is, like I said, find a place where you're safe, where you can scream, and I mean literally let it out, because that rage you're feeling, own it. You have every right to feel it, believe me. Every reason. You have every reason to feel it. If you feel hatred, again, that's the kind of rage, because that hatred comes from, they've all done it to me and there's nothing I can do and I want vengeance now and I want to see them suffer and I want to torture them and that will make me feel better, which actually it won't. There's an interesting element to all of this that has become quite clear to me, that as yet I'm having trouble with, but I'm having to digest it because it's very present, it's shown to me. It's about forgiveness. And there's a part of me going, no fucking way, I'm never going to forgive those bastards for what they did to me. I want to see them suffer. I want to see them burn. But I'm holding on, and I know that I'm doing that, I'm very aware of it. I'm holding on to this vengeance thing. I'm not letting it go, and it's actually killing me. It's making me very sick. This perverse, the passive aggressive part of me is very perverse. Very perverse. It's about that. I can feel it as I'm talking to you right now. I can feel it, and it's so tough. So tough. It's like, oh boy. Because there's a part of us that doesn't want to let go. It wants vengeance. It's never going to let go. It's like, no, I want vengeance. You see, that is the nature of evil in a sense, because that is how it never ends. It will never end. Ever. You see? It's about letting go. It's about surrender. It's about forgiveness. But we cannot go there until we have healed something here. And it would be completely unfair to say to our inner woundedness, well, you should forgive. Because it's been really badly hurt and really badly traumatized life after life after life after life. It's been gaslit in every imaginable way. It's been abused in every imaginable way. It has been invalidated in every imaginable way. So the rage it feels is overwhelming. Everything we are feeling is completely relevant, and I am here right now telling myself and all of you that yes, I validate you, I validate your experience, I validate your emotions, what you're going through, your innate being. I validate you, your pain, your rage, your fear, your suffering, your grief, and your need for vengeance, all of that, I validate, and I validate that in myself, right here and now. It is validated. You are validated. But we have to learn to do that for ourselves. We have to learn to receive ourselves. All that woundedness, which ain't pretty. It isn't, we've been taught that, oh, if it's not pretty, then it's unacceptable. Well, that's just gaslighting nonsense, people. We know that. We have to accept all of us. All of it has to be brought home now. Then we will get to the point of surrender of, hey, I realize that actually I'm really hurting myself. I'm stabbing myself. I'm really just stabbing myself with this continual quest or need or desire for vengeance. Oh, I want to see them suffer. Because it's what pins the butterfly to the board. It's what pins the butterfly to the board, people. It's what keeps this show on the road. The dark, nefarious reset. It's a very complex thing. It's evil has done that. It's made everything very complex. Trauma is complex. And it is crazy. It is insane. So everything I'm just talking about makes you think, well, that's insane. That doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't. That's just it. It doesn't make sense. And that's why it's difficult to traverse. That's why it's very, very difficult to grips with it. That's why it's very difficult to let it come home. That's why it's very difficult to have compassion for her. Of course, yes. So we have our work cut out for us, you see. But we are doing it. We are somehow doing it. Oh. So all we can do for the moment is stay with it and bear witness and be with it and continue as best we can to validate ourselves and these powerful, overwhelming emotions. And be with that. That's all we can do for the moment, and that will have to do, and it will be alright. It will be alright, people. Okay? I think I'll leave it there for today. Know that everything you are feeling is valuable and is worthy, and is worthy of love, worthy of compassion, worthy of acceptance. It's not wrong. It's not bad. It is par for the course considering everything that we've been through. And a lot of us don't even quite realise the enormity of what we've actually really been through. The insanity, the sheer overwhelming magnitude of the gaslighting psyop that we've been, you know, subjected to. Yeah. And so we need to honour these feelings in ourselves. That is self-love. And saying yes, yes. Yeah. And some of these feelings are very uncomfortable, very hard to bear, I know. Very difficult. Makes you wanna almost like hurt yourself so that it's insane, I know. But it is the deepest wound, people. And once you're in that and really feeling that and really understanding, like I said, the magnitude of this insane asylum and the matrix and what it's done to us, that means you're really gaining ground as well. So it's almost as if, you know, they say it gets darkest just before dawn. Well, I think there is that sort of, I sort of resonate with that. And I feel that we are reaching, some of us anyway, some of us are really reaching that point now. This is it. You know, ground central, mission control. So, yeah, well, each and every one of us will do it in their own way, right? And we are doing quite well somehow. I just feel that, you know, it's amazing how you can feel so absolutely, indescribably, overwhelmingly horrific, and yet make it through. Again, that is a testament to how amazing we really are, people. Remember that for today.